It's about that time. Thank you so much for downloading today's episode of The Red Pill Investor. My name is John Ashley, a pseudonym of a realtor here in the great state of Arizona, here to help you with your real estate sales skills. Why? Well, it's just sort of my way to pay it forward for all the people who've given me the tips, the tricks, the things to say to get the contract signed when I needed it the most. Their only request of me, well, simply pay it forward. Thank you so much for downloading today's episode of The Red Pill Investor. Let me do my very best to give you some content today that I think will be of extreme value. Today, in episode number 473, we're going to talk about wholesaling a real estate contract live. Wholesaling a real estate contract live. You know, I wanted to share with you the good news that the world's first Periscope wholesale deal recorded last Friday, and yesterday I went live on Periscope to pick up the check. And by the way, if you like that sort of information for real estate investing, well, then follow me on Twitter at Carl K Realtor. That's at Carl K. That's KarlKrealtor. So just follow me at Carl K Realtor. And in today's podcast, I'm going to address several of the questions that have come up as a result of doing, again, the world's first wholesale deal live on Periscope. So let's just take a quick minute to review what's motivated this wholesaling a real estate contract live. Point number one. The first question was, why did you do it live? Should we do it for all of ours? Should we do all of ours on a live format? Why did you do it live? Well, in the context of the question is in light of the fact that she later tried to back out of the deal. And was it critical to have that video proof? That was really the question. You know, the answer to that is simply no. When I had recorded that deal and trying to do that whole deal live like that, I did it so that you could physically see it. See, so often when you're trying to learn how to wholesale real estate ethically, it's hard to really judge by what somebody writes or what somebody says, and it's really hard to figure out how to do it. But it's entirely different to actually see it. And with the aid of Periscope, this app that Twitter has, it makes it so much simpler for you to learn in moments. Things like the nuances or the phrases or the words and how they all fit together. So I did it live so that you could see for yourself the 30,000-foot view. That way you could see how it's all put together and it's easier for you to conceptualize. So for me, that's why I did it live via Periscope. But for you, no, I wouldn't recommend you do it. You don't need to at all. Point number two, why wholesale? Why wholesale a deal? Well, in my opinion, it's because it's the fastest way to sell a house. You know, if you want to sell a property, wholesale is pretty much the fastest way to do it. I sold this house for 98% of my asking price within 72 hours of getting it under contract. You know, if I was a listing agent, I mean, that would take forever. You know, and at 3%, I mean, $600, $1,200, $1,800, I think is what it would be, right? If I was to charge a 3% commission, let's say. I mean, by wholesaling, the customer got what she wanted. A fast sale without a lot of hassles for listing and, you know, doing all the preparing it. You know, and for some customers, and I say customers, not clients, and it's an important distinction. If you're a realtor, understand that these are customers, not clients. They're owed no fiduciary responsibilities. So for some customers, a fast sale is exactly what they want. Now, when you act as a principal to the transaction, don't be surprised if they tell you things that they probably shouldn't tell a buyer. I mean, if you were in a listing scenario, you'd be mortified that they would tell you these things, right? Like they used to be an agent and they'd take a certain amount. See, you'll see them time and again through this presentation that my knowledge of the contract and our local laws and contracts assists me in this transaction. See, I'm a big believer that the fast nickel is better than that long dime kind of theory. I mean, I'd rather have 3 fast nickels than 1 long dime. See, when you adopt the mindset of trying to make a fast sale, let's just get it over with, pretty soon you'll have enough dimes of your own to invest. See, that's your end game, right? See, I chose wholesaling also because you don't need a lot of them to be successful. As you can see with this, there was only a $100 investment. She didn't ask for any credit. Nobody pulled my credit. Nobody asked for my employment history or where I lived or anything like that. It's just simply a money order for $100 and a contract, and boom, there you go. So I chose wholesaling because you don't have to have a lot of them to be, profitable. As you saw, my total interaction in this deal was a total of 2.5 hours. For $2,600, that's not too bad for a couple hours work, right? Point number 3, was it easy? Real estate itself is simple, but not easy. As you could tell from the download, sometimes a seller will get what I like to call seller's amnesia. Okay? Usually they'll get seller amnesia when the HUD comes out. See, and that's the nightmare scenario for most wholesalers. That's when the seller looks at the HUD and all of a sudden says, I don't remember saying this, I don't remember saying that, and all of a sudden you've got a problem. See, that's why I don't attend closings. Imagine yourself in that spot with the seller. See, that is a very uncomfortable place to be. This is exactly what the escrow officer gets paid for. This is what they get paid to handle. Because think about it. You've planned ahead in your contract. Okay? You've already made provisions that you've said that you're going to sign the contract, and now I've assigned it, and now you've lived up to your end of the deal. If they refuse to sign it, it's okay. Because you've planned ahead. Think about it. In your contract, you use a state-approved contract, or you're using something that an attorney's prepared. Something with an arbitration clause. They're not going anywhere. Okay, you've got them dead to rights. When you operate from that total transparency from the beginning, again, the person who knows the contract better wins. And when you're clearly in the wrong, as she was, a decent contract prevents a commissionectomy or a fee-ectomy. If you have a decent contract, they're not going anyplace, and they can threaten not to close and say they're going to walk away and all this and all that, and that's fine. But they're never going to sell that home or do anything with it until they deal with you. Why? Because you have a good contract. But what happens then if you have something like a non-standard contract? Then what happens? If you've got something, that's a 2-pager that you downloaded from the internet somewhere or whatever, and you find a seller that's like this and they want to, take it to an attorney as she did, game over. Any decent attorney will rip your 2-page contract up to shreds in mere moments. Think about it. When the pressure is on, your paperwork must be stellar. Okay, she called an attorney, but he told her the same bad news. Listen, you got to sign. There's no defensible position for you. In other words, check and mate. In conclusion, wholesaling a real estate contract live was challenging. Okay, it posed a lot of unique opportunities for a live audience to get a glimpse into what's quite possibly the worst real estate scenario a new person could face, and how you can come off of this through the other side successfully. And if I were you, personally, I would take me up on a special that I have on the Prospecting Academy video series. It's an 8-week course that will take you through the comfort in your home on your time schedule. Okay? Each week contains a lesson, an additional Q&A session with accountability. You'll learn powerful lead generation and lead conversion techniques, with more in-depth market analysis and contract negotiation skills than you ever thought possible. This 8-week video series is now available at the redpillinvestor.com store for only $500. And if I were an agent or an investor looking to raise my game or my team's performance, that's what I would do. I would check out that video series, because if you liked what you saw that I gave you for free, imagine what I have on the other side. I have several other deals that I'm running live, even as we speak, that are unpublished live for you. So until next time, have a powerful sales day. And thanks for tuning in. Bye-bye.